Well, it seems the media may have a new target, former President Trump's youngest son, Barron. He just turned 18 yesterday, and the media, or this former media executive, he was an NBC senior executive, he posted on social media, Barron Trump turns 18 today. He's fair game now. How creepy. That former executive's name is Mike Singleton. He later deleted his post explaining this to Newsweek. I posted he was fair game now, meaning as an adult, he's fair game for criticism from the press. Someone pointed out to me that fair game could mean fair game to be harmed. I don't wish physical harm on anyone, so I took it down. And to think this guy used to work for broadcast media. Jesse, what kind of weirdo waits for someone's 18th birthday to announce they are fair game?
Someone that likes young men.
I mean, it's creepy.
We looked at some of his profile online, and a lot of this creepy stuff is 18, age of consent. So that's what we're hearing. And I talk a lot about this in my book. I don't know if anybody's seen this here, but we have the cover right here, Get It Together, Troubling Tales from the Liberal Fringe. And we speak to people who identify as wolves. We speak to drag queens. We speak to people who want to legalize prostitution. And someone who believes they're not called pedophiles, minor attracted persons. Ugh. So we call them pedophiles, but these are the types of dysfunctionality we're dealing with, and we can talk about the book later. But you know who's not fair game? Hunter, and he's 50. Hunter can do whatever he wants. He's unaccountable. He's untouchable. Maybe if Barron started smoking crack, they'd leave him alone.
Yeah. You know, I don't know anything about Mike Singleton. I don't know if he's married. I don't know his situation. But I do know he tweets about Barron Trump a lot. So take a look at this. Barron Trump is cool. These are his past tweets. He has nearly 40 of them about Barron Trump. First son, Barron Trump, celebrates his 12th birthday today. First son could be a model, very fashionable. Barron towers over his father, who is 6'3", and it goes on and on and on. I mean, leave the kid alone, Martha.
Yeah, I find all of these really weird. He did a montage of, like, young Barron when he turned 12. I think this is a very strange obsession on the part of this former executive from NBC. You know what? Barron's turning into a very fine young man. He's good looking. He's handsome. I think he's going to have a great future. And I just think that this is, unfortunately, what happens. You know, that the other Trump children are very media savvy. They're very out there. But, you know, so far he has gotten away with kind of being behind the radar. He is very, very tall. It's, you know, now that he's 18, he's kind of growing into that part of his physicality, which might have been challenging and difficult for him at some times earlier. So, you know, but this guy is creepy. I completely agree with you. Why is he so obsessed with this young boy?
Yeah, and, you know, he's a former media executive, which is concerning in and of itself. I don't know why he's no longer at NBC.
Maybe that's why he's a former.
Maybe that is why. Emily, but it is refreshing when you see former first kids stand up for other first kids, like Chelsea Clinton, though I disagree with her entirely on almost everything. She tweeted this, and this is back in 2017. We'll pull it up. Barron Trump deserves the chance every child does to be a kid, standing up for every kid. She goes on to criticize Trump. But the point is, it's always kind of been off limits, unless you're Hunter Biden, who has influence peddling with his dad, unless you're Jared or Ivanka, you chose to work in government. Barron didn't make those choices.
That's right. And he is not the subject, because he made himself the subject of massive controversial conflict of interest, huge investigations going on right now within the government. I find two fundamental issues with this. There are two huge problems. Number one, imagine if this was an 18-year-old female, if it was a daughter. The uproar would be global, and it would be patently disgusting on everyone's palate, not just ours. And secondly, my issue is with the coverage of this, which seems to say that only Republicans had a problem with this person coming out from behind his keyboard and tweeting that Barron is now fair game. It's not. To your point, Chelsea Clinton has come out and said protect the child, and she probably would want to say protect him now. The issue is not whether he turns 17 or 18, that's one, but the issue now is just leave him alone, and we all feel that way. He's not the subject of issue. He's not the subject of controversy. Leave him alone. And this person, Mike, to your point, his clearly demonstrated obsession with Barron, it's more than unpalatable, and I wish that someone would say that to his face.
Yeah, and the Newsweek headline does suggest that Republicans are the ones who are outraged. I wish it was everyone. I hope it's everyone. I haven't seen many Democrat thoughts on this, but it reminded me of the Bush daughters when they came under attack. You had none other than Hillary Clinton's press secretary stand up for them. And she said this: I don't see the national interest here. Why does the American public have to know that Jenna and Barbara Bush attempted to buy a beer because they are underage? What does this have to do with the way their father governs the country?
No, and it is a big distraction. And I would be super grossed out if someone had posted that about the Obama sisters when they turned 18.
Yep,
it's not okay. It's not
absolutely.
acceptable, and certainly not from a Republican or a right-leaning operative. It's really, really gross. And it does feel either, it's like, either way, it's bad, because either way, you're inciting interest to the point of violence, or you are sexualizing someone because of your own proclivities, which I don't think we should be normalizing. And I know there are a lot of people in this community who would love to use the term minor attracted persons. They are pedophiles. There's something wrong with you. It is gross for people. Now, I'm not saying Mike Singleton is a minor attracted person, but his actions betray something that is out of the ordinary, and it is, at best, untoward.
Well, he deleted the tweet. Let's hope he leaves First Children alone.